Our attention is one of our most precious resources, and mindfulness is a way of managing our attention rather than it managing us. I'm Vanessa King, Head of Psychology and Workplaces at Action for Happiness, and here to welcome you to Mindful March, our theme for the month, based on our key to happier living of awareness. Now, I love the way a teacher I practice with recently described mindfulness as about tuning in rather than zoning out. So here are 3 tips to experiment with this month, which are all about helping us tune in rather than zone out. Now, the first tip is about noticing tiny micro uplifting moments in our daily lives. And studies have shown that these happen much more than we might think, but we often overlook them. So this morning, for example, rather than going into the kitchen and thinking about, oh my God, the washing up needs doing, or my to-do list, I took a moment to really notice and enjoy that first sip of my cup of tea, and the warmth of the shower water on my back, and the smell of the soap, and that couple of moments spent playing with my dog. And those tiny micro moments that I might have overlooked. So this month, practice maybe once an hour or a few times a day, just tuning in and noticing those micro moments that have just happened. And in many studies, they've found that those happen many more times than we think. And they've been linked to good health, good sleep, and of course, psychological well-being. The second tip this month is thinking about where our psychological centre of gravity is. And this is an idea coined by the writer Oliver Burkeman. And it's often, what is absorbing our attention, a lot of our attention and our energy and the emotions that's driving this month? Is it out there in the news, being caught up with all the things that are going on in the world, and a constant cycle of scrolling and hearing the same messages over and over again? And how is that making us feel? And can we rebalance that, bringing it back in, grounding it more locally, with tuning in to what's happening with our friends, our family, our local communities, our workplaces, and that areas that we are more able to contribute to creating happier, kinder places. And when we're more grounded, we're more centered in our psychological center of gravity, that makes it more of a resourceful place that we can contribute to creating change, perhaps on a wider scale. And the third tip is very simply, acknowledging that it's March, and March is a time of changing seasons. In the northern hemisphere, it's kind of starting to shift into spring, and in the southern hemisphere, it's shifting into autumn. So this month, as you're out and about, or looking out of your window, or listening to the sights and sounds around you, tune in to signs that the seasons are changing. That often brings us closer to nature, and when we feel more connected to nature, that's not only good for our well-being, it makes us more likely to contribute positively to the natural world around us. So that's it for me this month. The 3 tips are, so really tuning in to the tiny micro moments of uplift in your day. The second is noticing where your psychological centre of gravity is and how that's contributing to how you feel, and maybe seeing what you can do to bring your attention back more to what's happening locally in your community with your friends and family. And the third tip this month is tuning in to the little signs all around us of the changing seasons and nature around us. So as ever, we love to hear how you're getting on with these tips on any of our social media platforms, and in particular on our Action for Happiness app, which is free to download wherever you get your apps from. And it's a lovely, supportive, inspiring community on there where people share ideas and what's going on in the world for them. So thanks very much, and look forward to seeing you here again next month.